Hello and welcome to Coffee Question 1. Now, what is Coffee Question? This is a very interesting thing in logic which used to take place when we were studying without online studies, or that means like offline studies, but right now it has changed. Coffee questions are basically those tricky, interesting, important, and difficult questions which I used to take when I used to conduct normal classes. So I used to take these things like that. Okay, this is the coffee question. Whoever will solve it first will get a coffee from me. And usually people do not like me, so they will not like to solve the question as well, right? But sometimes it is actually difficult and they cannot solve it. But yes, definitely some students went on to solve those questions and we had coffee together. In fact, I think so that there are a few more pending coffees which I need to offer to students from the previous year's batches, but I could not do it because many a times students do not have time for me, and many a times I do not have money, so I cannot offer the coffee. Whatever. So coffee questions are basically interesting, difficult, and I will say tricky questions, which has a different position altogether in our logic course. And from time to time, I will be taking a few coffee questions like this. So this is a bonus video for all of you, and this is a question which you can try on your own as well. So I will write this question, and after that you can take this question and try it on your own. You can find the solution here and there, you can solve it, you will see this video and you will find the solution, does not matter. You should try it on your own and learn and try to understand that how this question can be approached. This is question number 30 on page number 45 of your book, and I will write this question for you. The question goes like this. It looks very simple. H implies I, uh, dot J implies K. So this is the first line number. The second line number is H wedge J. The third line number says H implies negation of K dot J implies negation of I. Fourth is I dot negation K implies L. Fifth, K implies I wedge M. Therefore, we have to prove L wedge M. So this is the question. This is a very simple question which you can see that we have, and as you can see that I have put in this question 3 spaces altogether, right? Because this is going to be a little bit longer question and I feel like that we may require a little bit of more space. However, if I am not able to finish it in this space, so I will move the part. You can always go back to the video and check. Now if you see this question looks like any normal question, right? Because you have to prove L wedge M from all these things, so it can be seen that L is also there and M is also there. So you can develop your own strategies as well, right? Like either you can develop this L part, right? And then you can add M, or you can develop M and just write or say add L and then change it. The position can be changed with the help of commutation. So that thing can also take place. There can be many ways. You can also create L wedge M because of constructive dilemma or because of some kind of destructive dilemma, right? Or you can create negation of L implies M, and by that if you apply material implication, so that also will give L wedge M. So there can be many strategies of solving this question, right? So I will request that you can see this question, and if you have not seen its solution anywhere, so please try it on your own because you will learn a lot of things. I will definitely like to tell you the strategy of solving this question, but that strategy does not come very naturally. This is the thing, and that strategy is not a strategy which is having a very I will say very clear understanding of something or like that. Okay, this is the question, this can be seen, so okay, you can do like this. It takes some time after solving that you reach this place, right? So given that understanding, I will request to stop the video and check it for yourself whether you can solve this question, because this is definitely a very, very good thing. And though I may not be able to offer you coffee for this question, but you yourself will be feeling very happy if you are solving this question. Believe me, it is of that stature and it is of that understanding. But anyways, if you ask me to solve this question, or if you ask, I also do not know whether I will be able to solve it at the first go. So if I will not be able to solve it at the first go, I will take some time. I will stop the video, I will think of another way and then try to solve it. Okay, so let us see how we can solve it. Now, if you see the first and second line, as well as the third and second line, so you can see that it is basically an understanding of constructive dilemma. You can apply constructive dilemma on first and second. You can also create a constructive dilemma on second and third and second. So that is there. Now, regarding this L wedge M, uh, right now we are not in a position, by just looking at the question or even solving the right hand side will not help us to find that okay, this is how the solution can be reached or something, right? So we need to think a little bit after we solve a few steps in the premises. So the first thing which we can do, since we can see that directly you can apply constructive dilemma over here as well as constructive dilemma on this and this line. So let us first start with constructive dilemma and see what we can do. So what I will do is that I will do on step number 6 constructive dilemma on first and second, and you will see that we will get I wedge K, right? So this will be first and second constructive dilemma. Similarly, we can do constructive dilemma on 3 and second. So I will get negation of K wedge negation of I, right? So this will be 3 and 2 constructive dilemma. So I have found these two things, I wedge K after first and second constructive dilemma, and negation of K wedge negation of I after third and second constructive dilemma. Now what I can do, look, now let me do a little bit of rough work. I wedge K can become negation of I implies K, right? Okay, and you can see that K implies I wedge M is there, like on this line. Okay, so if I create negation of I implies K like this from this line, and then I try to enter this line, so what I will do, I will get a line like I implies K and K implies I wedge M, so I will get negation of I implies I wedge M. So I can do a hypothetical syllogism in that step. So maybe that can be a process. If I am wrong or if I am unable to do it, so I will use some other step. So what I will do is that I will make this as negation of I implies K. This is on 6th modus, material implication, right? So I got negation of I implies K. Now on this I implies K and this, if I use, I will get negation of I implies I wedge M, right? So I will get this. Now this will be 8, 5, 8, 5 hypothetical syllogism. I am writing a little bit short or small precisely because we need to accommodate a few more steps. So I am writing it shorter. If there is a problem, so you can always expand the video or something. Okay, so if I solve it a little bit more, I will get it as I wedge M by applying on 9 material implication. It is also double negation because I must be creating another negation over here, right? So I have written that I will get this, and if I write it as I wedge M, so I have applied association, right? So I will get this expression. So the 12th expression can be I wedge M, right? So this will be 11 tautology. Fine. So I have got this. Okay. So some part of it has come. Let us see if we can create something out of it. Now we have used this line number. Now let us see this line number. This is negation of k wedge negation of I. This will become k implies negation of I. Okay. And we have this. What we can do is that if we change the position of this and we also change the position of this and then take this place. Okay, fine. So maybe we can solve it. Let me do one thing. What I will do, I will now operate on line number 4. Why I am doing all these things, try to understand. I applied on these two steps the constructive dilemma. I applied constructive dilemma over here. Now the expressions which I got, I need to enter this line and this line. I have already entered this line and make a simple expression like I wedge L. So I was successful in my venture. Now the second important thing will be to enter now this line. And this line can be entered again with the help of some kind of hypothetical syllogism. If I change this negation k here and negation I here by commutation, and then I can take out this I outside with the help of exportation. So what I will get is negation of k implies something, right? Whatever it is. And I will create look here on this line, if you see, what I can do is that I can make negation of I implies negation k, and this will be I implies negation k. So I will get I implies negation k from here, and I have already got negation of k implies say I dot L from here. So on that line again I can operate. This is the idea. I may be wrong. I may not be doing it rightly, and I may have to stop the video. I may have to stop the proof here, completely take it over and try another strategy. Doesn't matter. You need to learn that how to enter from one line number to another line number so that you find a connection between the two and get out with some kind of result. I feel like that there is some kind of result which has been reached over here. Maybe we will require to work a little bit more. So let us try. Do not lose patience. So let us take on 13th line number. What I am doing is that I will make this as negation of I wedge negation of k. So this is going to be 7 commutation, right? So I have commuted this, then I can make it as negation or I will get it like this. I implies negation of k. This will be 13th material implication, and I will also use double negation because there will be a double negation which will be created, right? So I have used this. Okay, now the whole idea of creating negation of k was because I can create negation k here. So what I will do negation k dot I implies L. This is on 4th commutation. And then on 16th, I can do like this. Negation k implies I implies L. So this will be on 15th exportation. So this is the thing which I have created. Now you can see that I can operate on these two line numbers, right? So on step number 17, what I will do, I implies L. I will get this, right? Because I implies negation k and negation k implies I implies L. So I will get I implies K, L from 14 and 16. From 14 and 16 hypothetical syllogism, right? So I have got this as well. Now what I can do, I can make I dot I implies L. This will be 17 exportation. Why I am doing this? Try to understand why I am doing this. I am doing it so that I can eliminate the not so required things, because this you know that I can put it like I dot I exportation. I could have completely made it into a wedge function as well, but right now I am doing it into an implication. I will tell you why. But first thing first, if I make it into an implication, I will get here the tautology. So I can reduce both the i's into one I, and I will get a very simple expression like I implies L from 18 tautology. Okay. Now, two things are done. First thing is that we have operated all the lines. However, we have not reached the answer. Fine, we will reach the answer. Do not worry. Now, there are certain tricks, certain steps which you need to think or which you need to develop. You can see I implies L. You can also see I wedge M, right? So, what can be the thing? You require an answer with L wedge M. If you can create, say, negation of L implies something and something implies M. So you will get negation of L implies M. This will be double negation L wedge M, and this will be L wedge M, which is your answer. So this is the thing. So let us try if we can do this. I will remove the rough word because this can always create a trouble, right? Or can always be creating a problem. Now I require negation of L. Negation of L implies negation of I will come from here, and negation of I implies M will come from here. So you can see that right now. So step number 20, I do it like this. Negation of L implies negation of I. This is on 19. I have applied transposition. Fine. Okay. And then on 21 step, I will make it like negation of I implies M. So this will be 12 material implication, right? So I got this. Now on step number 22, I can write negation of L implies M with 20, 21 hypothetical syllogism. So on 23, I will get double negation L wedge M. This will be 22nd material implication, and 24 I will get L wedge M. So this will be 23 double negation. I could have done this in a single step as well. Now, as you can see that we have received this answer, and this is one of the ways of solving this question. You could have also created a constructive dilemma in this question, and this is also the truth that this question can be solved in many ways. However, the first 5 to 7 steps remains the same because that is how you need to enter the question. Then people develop different methodologies. I will not talk about those different methodologies because I want you people to now find out the way for yourself. Because try to understand. You can find the solutions in books. There are some books which precisely publish solutions of some book, right? Because one author writes a book, like I remember when we were in school, so there was a book called Renan Martin Studied for English Grammar, right? So, and there were a lot of exercise and questions. So there was somebody who published the solution of it. So people will read Renan Martin, then people will get the solution of it, as normally people call it as guides. And then they will remember everything from whatever exercise. So this is the answers. Very good. Now then whenever the question comes, they are not able to solve it. Why? Because they remember, they do not understand. So the idea is not to see the solution and remember it, but rather if you find some difficulty to understand that how to step or move from one step to another step rather than remembering it. So this solution is one of the solutions. There are more solutions to it. There are more ways of solving it, and you may have a solution which will take even 15 to 16 steps. There are solutions which take 28 to 30 steps as well. I solved it in 24. I sometimes have solved it in 28. I have sometimes solved it in 20s as well. So it doesn't matter. You need to devise your own way. You need to develop your own way, and this is definitely one of the best questions which you will find in this book, and it's worth trying. If you have seen the solution, still you can take it off completely and try it on your own Do not remember these steps. Do not try to remember these steps. This will not take you anywhere, because we can always twist a question in a way that even if you remember these steps, you will not be able to solve it. So that is the whole idea of problem solving, that you need to understand the ways of solving, how to go for a solution rather than what is the solution, right? So this is one of the solutions which we have tried. You can also try constructive dilemma and find the solution, and definitely these are very, very good questions to solve. And try a lot of questions from Harley as well as Copy, and you will find your way out of the rules of replacement. Okay, so thank you very much for watching.